Want to up your summertime wine game without breaking the bank? Find out how on this episode of Tuesday Night Wines. Hi, welcome to Tuesday Night Wines. I'm John Lennart. In case you don't know me, I'm an award-winning wine writer and also the host of the wine podcast, The Honest Pour. Before we get going, I just want to let you know the channel's doing really great. I'm up to over 320 subscribers, and that's terrific. But I always want to keep the channel free to you. I'm not going to do a Patreon. I'm not going to do some sort of donation or anything like that. But what I do ask you is that you subscribe. Once I hit 500 subscribers, there's some really exciting stuff in store for you, the viewer. Ways to get the wines that I'm looking at easier, maybe even a little cheaper. So please, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It'll really help me out in the channel a lot. Obviously, we all know summertime is great for rosé. And rosé comes from it could come from anywhere, but really, there's a limited area in the world where most rosés come from. Its birthplace, the south of France, of course, makes amazing rosés. That drifts into Spain. There's some great rosés from Spain. A lot of rosé from the Americas, obviously, Australia and New Zealand. Tonight's rosé, though, it's a little different in a number of ways. First, where it comes from. Tonight's rosé comes from Italy, specifically Abruzzi. That's east of Rome along the Adriatic Sea. Most of the red wines from Abruzzi is made from the Montepulciano grape. Now, that's not to be confused with Vino di Noble Montepulciano, which is made from Sangiovese in Tuscany. Now, Montepulciano d'Abruzzo is a soft, rustic wine with bold fruit flavors. It also makes this grape variety terrific for rosé. Rosé from Montepulciano is called Cerasuolo, and that word means cherry-like color. And as you can see, this wine definitely has a cherry-like color. Vibrant, almost magenta in color, but a little bit lighter than that. Really a beautiful color, like a sour cherry hanging from the tree. Cerasuolo d'Abruzzo became so important to the region that it actually received its own DOC in 2010, and that ensures that any wine that's called Cerasuolo d'Abruzzo meets specific guidelines set forth by the government to ensure quality. Let's go ahead and give the wine a little sniff and a little taste. On the nose, there's mixed berries. It's kind of complex. I can't pick out any specific berry, but there's some mixed berries. Citrus peel, probably closer to like a sweet lemon, maybe a sweet lime, maybe even some grapefruit peel in there. Now, onto the taste. Now that cherry flavor comes through. Bright, fresh red cherries. There's a little bit of that citrus. Maybe a hint of watermelon. Very complex, very bright acidity, nice and mouthwatering. I can see this wine going with a lot of grilled summertime food. Grilled fish, grilled shrimp. Be just delicious. Just about anything off of the grill. Barbecue would go great with barbecue. Now, unlike most of the wines I review, I didn't buy this wine. This was a sample provided to me by the importer. What is the wine? Well, it is the La Valentina Cerasuolo d'Abruzzo 2020. The 2020 vintage is kind of going out now. You might not be able to find 2020. 2021 isn't even quite to the market yet, so it might not be on the shelves. But if you ask your retailer, if you go into a bigger, better retailer, they should be able to tell you when it's going to become available. And you can pick up this wine for definitely under $20. It's probably going to be closer to $18 a bottle when you find it. Or even lower if you're lucky. What would I pair it with? Again, seared tuna, grilled sausage and pepper, pulled pork, anything. Think summertime, think this wine. It's going to be perfect. One of the other great things about Cerasuolo d'Abruzzo, particularly this La Valentina, is that it's bold. It could probably stand up to a little bit of cellar age, a year, 2, maybe even 3. And this wine will transform and become more complex and more interesting It's not something you're going to lay down for 5 or 10 years. But over a couple of years, you might be able to get away with it and see something really interesting in how the wine evolves. That's it for this episode of Tuesday Night Wines. I hope you find and check out this La Valentina Cerswallow d'Abruzzo, and cheers!